Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place.
What up, it gang? It's your girl D and Camille, and we are back again to start off our relationship one-on-one series with our first video, 10 things to help you create a long-term relationship. Pause really quick. If you're new here and this is your first time watching us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can be notified each and every time we create a new video. So we get the question, how have y'all been together for 8 years? What's the secret? Can y'all tell us? Can y'all give us some tips? We get that question all the time from our friends, from people on social media. They ask us all the time. So it's like, let's finally sit down and tell y'all some things that we did to help get us this far
out there. So disclaimer is that this is our opinion on how to stay together. We've been together in a relationship, some of y'all know, some of y'all probably don't know, for 8 years. So we think we got a good concept on it. Now if you don't agree with this, you don't have to watch the video, but I just want to throw that disclaimer out there. So I'm going to give y'all the first things to help you create a long-term relationship is to like each other and be friends. So the first thing, when me and Camille first got together, we got to know each other. If you don't know, we started off liking each other in 2012. And I felt like Camille was not the person I needed her to be in a relationship with me. So then I stopped talking to her completely just one day out the blue. And then we came back in 2013 and we actually began talking. But the first thing is you have to make sure that you actually like the person for who they are. And y'all have to be friends first. So you have to start off in a friendship. You just can't jump straight to a relationship. You need to start off as a friend first.
We're gonna do a story time about that whole us first trying to start to talk, because I don't want to put that in the video and we get off track, but we need to revisit that. Okay, so tip number 2 for me, communication. Communication is so important in any relationship, whether it's, you know, romantic, whatever. Communication for us hasn't always been our strong point, so that's why I can sit here and tell you, like, communication is so important. I used to have terrible communication. We used to not really know how to communicate with each other effectively, but now that we do know how to do that, it really just makes things a lot better. So maybe a tip is to sit down with your partner and figure out, what's your communication style? How do you, you know, when you're arguing, how does that typically go? Analyze that and then say, okay, here's how we can improve to make things better. Because sometimes just in communication, you're just really not hearing. You're talking, but you're not really hearing and digesting what each other has to say. So I feel like that's definitely top point of how to really create a long-lasting relationship.
And then just to add to that, because communication is a big one, to me there's 2 parts to communication. The first part is you communicating at all. Some people, when they feel a certain way, they don't communicate at all. They just sweep shit under the rug and they let it go. So that's the first thing, is you have to communicate, period. The second thing is you have to know how to communicate effectively, which Camille just touched on that when she said you guys gotta sit down and figure out the best way to communicate. So again, I just want to kind of apply this to me and Camille. Camille's issue was she did not communicate at all,
right,
the way she felt. My issue was not that I didn't communicate at all, it's that I did not communicate effectively. Yeah. So remember, there's 2 parts to communication. 1 is to actually communicate how you feel, and 2 is to communicate effectively.
Right.
Then that takes us to our third part, is loving a person how they want to be loved. So this goes into the 5 love language, where we will leave in the description box below the 5 love language test. If y'all want us to do more videos about 5 love languages and break that down for you all, we can do that. But just to give y'all a little background, my love language is acts of services and Camille's is
affection.
Yes. So you have to love somebody the way they want to be loved based off of their love language. So when me and Camille, 4 years in, we still did not know each other's love language. So Camille was trying to love me the way that she liked to be loved, and I was trying to love her the way that I like to be loved, which means that when we reach that 4th, 5th marked in our relationship, we clashed a lot, y'all. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. And that's because Camille, like y'all said, hers is affection.
Or they call it physical touch, same thing.
Okay, so hers is physical touch, and that's not my love language, right? So I used to always be like, okay, well, maybe she may be a little too clingy for me. And I used to think that she was a clingy person, but I had to learn that that was her love language. In mine, she always wanted to touch me, and she'll be like, oh, well, she never wants to kiss me and things of that sort. And she just had to learn that that's not my love language, that my love language is acts of services. And I just want to give y'all, because people think acts of services is like the same as gifts. No, that's a totally different love language. Acts of services is you going in there fixing me a cup of coffee, you going in there fixing me a bowl of cereal, you sweeping the floor for me, you doing things of that. Acts of service. I give it. So we can break that down a lot more, y'all, in another video, but yeah, that's number 3.
Oh, so here's another one that they say lesbians do a lot. So not U-hauling it. So when you meet somebody, don't try to move in the next day. Take some time, really get to know them, really build that relationship before you take that step. It took us 2 years to move in with each other, partially due to the fact that I was still in college, so obviously, you know, couldn't live together then. But when I got out of college, I was like, okay, it's time. And Honey was a little apprehensive at first to move in with me. I graduated in 2015, and she really didn't know like if she was ready to live with somebody again. She had kind of went through some stuff with her previous relationship and them living together, so she didn't know if she wanted to do that again. But I was like, it's now or never. And so we ended up moving in with each other, and we definitely had some bumpy roads, but it would have been a lot bumpier had we met and the next week, oh, we living together now. So definitely don't U-haul it at all.
Yeah, and y'all, just to add to that, because I'm gonna add to that queen, I would say I agree with that 100%, but I also want you to realize is that you can wait until you're ready. Yes. Don't let anyone pressure you. I'm gonna be very honest. Camille tried to pressure me.
I did.
Don't let anyone pressure you. You have to do things when you feel like it's a great move for you, and because that's how people grow to resent people, because you'll be like, oh, and once y'all get into an argument, well, I ain't want to live with you anyways, you rushed me into doing this. And all of that comes up when you guys have arguments. So just be sure when y'all moving together that it's a true agreement for one another.
Definitely.
So that was our 4th one, y'all. So don't you haul it like all these lesbians. The 5th one is keeping your friends out of your relationship. So baby, you want to go?
Ooh.
Since that's what you said. Keeping
your
friends out your relationship.
So this is a big one, because let me tell you, them friends, don't get me wrong, they good, but at the same time, when it comes to your relationship, they got to stay out of that. If you feel like, you know, we all need somebody to talk to vent to about things, but make sure that the person you're talking to, number 1, can give you sound advice, and number 2, they aren't going to take what you say, and then the next time y'all all together, you know, you, your partner, y'all all hanging out, and make sure that they're not going to feel some type of way and act like they have an attitude towards your partner. And then some things, you know, if you know you have friends like that, you just can't talk to them about it. So definitely, I would say keep your friends out of your relationship as much as you can. And then some stuff really just needs to stay between you and your partner.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to decide on, you know, exactly what that is. I can't tell you that, but some things, your friends, they don't have to know every detail and all the ins and outs of your relationship.
Yeah, and this also includes your family as well.
Yes.
So it includes your family. I know people like to ask that question like, oh, how y'all doing? Like, people used to always ask me, how you and Camille? And I used to be like, why y'all keep asking me that? Like, are we supposed to be in this weird ass fucked up place or what? Like, I didn't understand when people used to ask me like, oh, how you and Camille? And sometimes people would be going through their relationship, so they would just want to have that in common so you guys could talk about it. But that's also another thing. Keep your family and your friends out your business.
Yes.
But like Camille said, it's always good to vent to somebody. Okay, so the 6th one is putting your partner first. Okay, so this one might be a big one because everybody may not agree with this, but for me and Camille's relationship, right? We've been together 8 years. This is what helped us. This might not help everyone, but this is what helped us. Putting your person first. Putting your partner, your spouse, whatever, first. So I can be very honest. I did not used to put Camille first until about, how many years you'll say ago, baby?
About 4 years ago.
Yeah, about 4 years ago. So it would be friends, family, or family, friends, and Camille would be somewhere here in the middle. You know what I'm saying? She just really didn't have a place, but she was my partner. And that's also because I just felt like how everybody feels like, oh, my friends is always gonna be there, my family is always gonna be there, but you have to grow to learn that your partner is always gonna be there too. And if you're in a relationship, you would want that person to always be there for you because they do also become your family, right? So putting your person first is very important in a relationship. So me and Camille used to have so many arguments because she thought I put everybody before her. And she thought that, okay, well, where's my purpose in your life? Like, where do you fit me in at? And I would say it's going to be very hard if you also have a family-oriented spouse like Camille do. So Camille is very family oriented too, but her family came from my spouse come first. My family I come from, my family come first regardless. It's me and my family to the end. So I had to learn how to put Camille first, and I also had to learn that at the end of the day, I know I got my family and my friends that are here for me, but my ride or die is Camille. Like, she gonna go to bat for me when nobody else is. That's why I chose to say yes when she asked me to marry her. She's my ride or die.
Yes, I second everything that she said. I mean, that's just so important to put your partner first. If you truly believe and have faith in y'all's relationship that this is something that's going to be long term, this is something that I see this going somewhere, don't hesitate to do that.
So number 7, you guys, is loving each other equally. In a relationship, one person cannot love the other person more. If that happens, one person is always going to feel like they're getting the lesser end of the stick. Am I right or am I wrong, Camille?
You're right.
I'm going to speak from a standpoint of a person who knew that I did not love Camille as much as she loved for me, and then I will let Camille speak from her point of loving me more than I love her and her thought process on that. So I knew this early on that Camille loved me more than I loved her. And that's because I had guards up, I had my walls up, I had barriers, and I had things that I needed to deal with within. So I'm the type of person I don't like to say that I was afraid of commitment, but every time we would reach a mark in our relationship, a stepping stone, I would be like, oh shit, like I need to stop everything and get to a point to see if this girl is the girl that I wanted to be with, which in the end ended up with her loving me more than I loved her. So what I had to do was I had to sit down and I had to read out the pros and the cons and why I like Camille and why I loved her, to determine if I really loved her to keep a long-lasting relationship or if I needed to end the relationship right then and there. And at that point, I knew, okay, yes, I do love this girl. It's time for me to break down these barriers and show her that I can love her the way she needs to be loved.
Yeah. And from my perspective, loving someone that you know really doesn't love you the same amount as much, it can really go one or two ways. For me, because I was so young, because you got to think we've been together 8 years, I'm only 28, so I've been with her since I was 20. I was young, so I was like, I'm gonna keep loving her until I can't anymore. So that was my train of thought. I'm gonna keep loving her until her guards are down, until all her trauma is gone, or not really gone, but until it's been dealt with and all of that. I'm just gonna keep loving her with the hope that one day she's gonna love me the same. So like I said, because I was young, I was cool to do that, but I can't say that at 28 or 30 that I still would have been okay with that. So I think in this point, definitely love your partner as much as they love you. It can't be unequal. But if you feel like I can't give you the love that you deserve, maybe you need to take a step back and do some deeper. You decide like, hey, I don't know if I'm still gonna be able to continue loving you when I know you aren't fully loving me back. Communicate that to them. Maybe ask like, what are the barriers that you're facing when it comes to loving me equally the same way that I love you? Unpack that, and then go from there. Maybe they need to go to therapy, counseling. Maybe they need to do some soul searching, and then go from there and see how that unfolds. All right. So the next one, number 8, is asking the hard questions up front. So any questions that you want to know, get them out right on the table, especially when it comes to the big things. Kids, marriage, what else is a big thing? A house, all of that. See what their answers are. See what they
Credit
want.
score.
I mean, I'd say go ahead and ask, because, you know, if y'all want to be married to each other, baby, y'all need to know what that credit is
How
like.
much debt you got?
I mean, she know about all the student loans over here, and she still chooses to marry me. So you got to ask those questions. Some of those, because you never want to reach a point to where you're deep in a relationship, and then say the question of marriage comes up, and you want to get married, and that person is like, I don't ever want to get married. I just want to, you know, have a long-term partner and sail off into the sunset. Well, for you, that's a deal breaker, or potentially. But for them, they like, you should have asked sooner. You know, so ask all those questions up front.
Yeah, and the biggest one that I see people don't ask is kids. People do not ask about kids. Now, I ain't gonna speak too much on this topic because number 1, I don't got kids. Number 2, I don't want kids. Number 3, we ain't having them, right? So I'm not gonna speak on this topic that much, but kids to me is the number 1. First got together, I asked her, do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? I'm be very honest. My perspective on marriage changed, but my perspective on kids will never change. I love kids to death, and I know that's something that is not for me though.
Yeah, and to me, the question even goes a little deeper than do you want kids, but how do you want to parent those kids? What do you want your parenting style to be like? Because
that could ruin a whole relationship right there.
Absolutely.
If y'all have 2 different parent styles, and also because everyone is not raised the same way, so you may think I need to parent them the way my mama parent me, or they may think, oh, I need to parent them the way my mama parent me. Especially when you 2 girls in the same sex relationship, baby. Ooh, that's where things get difficult. We both women at the end of the day.
That shit get deep.
And y'all know how women feel about their kids.
Should have put you in couples counseling.
Now you know, you ain't got no kids. All we got is COVID.
And look, he just had to come up here. He laying in my lap, y'all. Number 9.
What's number 9?
Letting the past be the past.
So number 9, letting the past be the past. Anything that y'all have went through in your relationship, and y'all have said, okay, I'm going to accept you for what you did, is if you agree to still move on to the relationship after that occurred, then you have to pass it. You gotta let it be in the past, baby. You gotta let it go. You can't still be bringing it up in argument. You can't still be saying, oh, well, you did this back in, I don't fucking know, 1999. You can't do that. You can't hold that over the person's head. You just gotta let it go, or your relationship will never be strong. Right. So you just gotta let anything that you guys have had to get over in the past, whether it be money, infidelity, whatever it is, I don't know. But you gotta let that be the past. And if you can't let it be the past, I don't think you need to continue to do your relationship the way it is. I think that you guys need to go seek some type of relationship counseling, or you go to counseling if you're the one who can't get over it.
Absolutely.
And don't get me wrong, like, I know whatever it is that it may take time, but you have to give yourself that time to heal as well. And if you're not in that healing space, but it shouldn't be motherfucking 4 years down the line and you still trying to fucking heal. It's like, you either gonna let it go or you ain't.
Now, hold on.
What? You can't be 4 years still bringing up the same shit?
I mean, you know, can we put a time limit on healing, y'all?
So y'all, let me put a question mark on that. No, you can't put a time limit. Y'all comment down below what y'all feel. But I feel like that's a part of getting over and making your relationship stronger. How can y'all get into the next stepping stone of your relationship if you have to keep bringing up the past? To me, if you're not over the past, then why are we still doing this?
I mean, points were made.
If you're not over the past, what we doing right now? You see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
That I know you still have time to heal. So what do you think? This supposed to be us and look at y'all. We having a fucking full debate on camera, but hey, this is honesty.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you say let the past be the past, what does that mean to you?
To me, that means, you know, whatever hurt occurred, you know, whatever it was, that I'm agreeing to get over it and to not throw it up in your face again.
But you're not agreeing to fully get over it, is what it sounds like. Because if you fully got over it, then you will already be healed.
Right. I get that. So I guess that is what I'm agreeing to. I'm agreeing to get over it and to not throw it in your face the next time we have an argument or a blowout.
But you just still healing on the inside.
Yes.
So y'all comment down below if y'all agree or disagree with that. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I disagree with that. If you still having to deal with it internally, that means you're not healed from it, and that means that you need to do something.
But I'm agreeing to get over it. It's just gonna take me some time. But I'm also a part of that. I'm also agreeing to not keep throwing it up in your face every time we get into it.
I understand that. So y'all, that is one thing that we think that's in our top 10, but we have different perspectives on what that truly means.
Yeah.
So y'all comment down. It can mean both. It can mean some to one, some to the other, but y'all comment down below what it truly means to y'all. Still, the thing is to let the past be the past.
Absolutely.
So to Camille, that means just not to bring it up no more. To me, that means that you have to be fully healed. Because if I'm not fully healed, I'm still bring it up, period. But that's just me. Moving on.
Alright, so the last is keep your business off social media. Let me tell you, we had this bad. When we first got together, if we was into it, oh, bitch, Twitter was gonna get a whole motherfucking show. They was going
Wait. I want to chime in though.
Go ahead.
I don't think they give a show like they give a show today.
Oh, no.
I don't think that I never threw your name out there. I never threw your name out there, or I never even talked about why we was mad.
No.
I never did none of that.
It was definitely some subtweets.
Yeah, it was subtweets.
If you knew we was together, then you knew, like, oh, she talking about Camille right now.
Y'all, to be honest, that was 8 years ago.
It was.
That's when we first got together. So I really can't remember what I was tweeting back then. But she say I was doing it, so we gonna keep it.
Yes, she would do that. Let me see. Oh, she would be quick. Now she wouldn't post on Facebook, but she'll unfriend me on Facebook in a minute. Like, we used to do some social media back and forth back in the day. Don't do that. It goes back to another point of keeping people out your business, number one. That puts unwanted opinions and things in the mix. And when you mad, of course, you know, you might be ready to go off. And especially Twitter, because I like Twitter because I can just throw my thoughts out there. Write it down in a journal. Put it in your notes on your phone.
And don't be liking shit on Twitter either, because look, we look at the likes too.
Oh, you be looking at the likes.
So if you're coming for me in the likes, I'm going to come for you in the tweet. I'm going to direct it. Because if it ain't directed, it ain't what? Respected.
She's crazy. But yeah, just keep it off social media altogether. I feel like, you know, liking some shit is alright. But, you know, as far as direct tweets and doing all that crazy Twitter fingers, what they say? Twitter fingers turn to tree.
Yeah, and I know some people kind of sometimes assume, like, when you tweeting song lyrics and stuff, that it's coming for your spouse. That's why every time I tweet a song lyric, y'all, if y'all haven't noticed, I put the little song symbol. What emoji?
Oh, that's why you do that?
Yeah, because I don't need people to think, oh, they into it. Like, bitch, no, get you some business.
I wonder what's going on over there.
Yeah, like, no, this business ain't yours. Shit, mind the business that pays you. And it ain't Camille and D. Period. But yeah, so that's why I do stuff. But yeah, y'all, so keep your business off social media. I know in today's age, you always trying to prove your point. You always want somebody to hear your side of the story. Even if they put it on social media, and especially if y'all gonna get back together.
Ooh, now that is a big one. That is a big one. If you know y'all gonna get back together, don't put shit on the internet. Don't put nothing on the internet. Nothing at all. Why? Because you look dumb as hell. When
Not telling the people they look dumb.
They do look dumb. You look dumb as hell the next week when y'all back together, kissy, and ooh, I love you, baby, so much. And you just called her a bitch in a hoe last week. And saying how she ain't shit.
And y'all, we be over here like, oh yeah, they gonna be broke up again in 2 weeks.
Like, ooh, baby, you see this?
Y'all, let me tell you, Camille is the motherfucking you see this queen. She gonna screenshot your ass and send it to me every single time. And meantime, sometimes I be asking her, like, who the fuck is this, number one? Number two, why you in these people's business? You in my business?
Ooh, once you put it on the internet, baby, it's our business at that point.
But y'all, yeah, so just keep your business off of social media.
Yes.
So we hope y'all enjoyed this video. We're gonna do a whole series. It's called Relationship 101. So if you have any questions, didn't agree with anything in this video, whatever,
put it down below.
Yeah, comment below. We stay in the comments, y'all. Y'all don't be running the comments up, but I'm telling y'all, I comment or either Camille comment on every comment we see. We hope you guys like this video. Follow us on TikTok because we going up on TikTok.
Oh yeah, let me tell y'all, I love TikTok. At first I did not get the hype, but now I'm like, ooh, I gotta get on this one every day. I love it.
Yeah, so follow us on TikTok at the It Couple 07. As always, you can follow us on Instagram at the It Couple. And what we say, baby, let's see if you get it right this time. Don't forget, hold on. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and turn your post notifications on. So click that little bell down there so you can always be notified when we post a new video. I know everybody always messaging me on Instagram and shit like, oh, y'all post a new video, I didn't know. Yeah, you gotta turn your notifications on, girl. Period, sis.
Thank you for rocking with us.
Peace.
Peace.